Welcome to episode 2 of BearWolf TV, or whatever we've decided to call it. My name's Ben.
I'm Scotty.
And here's the kind of past 2-week rundown of what's happening here at BearWolf Training in Purley, South East London. Scotty, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I suppose other than the kind of everyday running of the gym, I suppose the big thing for my week, well last week, was staff training. So you would have seen on our social media recently that we've had the installation of a Keiser functional trainer recently. So it's a new bit of kit for us. Hydraulic training, it's something that's going to kind of give us the added edge to the local fitness community. And what we did was this staff training on the Keiser FT, which was really, really cool. So all we did was we gave the trainers a brief overview of the kit. So just the normal stuff about how to increase and decrease the resistance, basic do's and don'ts in terms of equipment maintenance and stuff like that.
That's
showed them how to use the attachments and then allowed their kind of creative juices to flow a little bit, which was pretty cool.
That whole kit maintenance is one of those things that you don't think about until you buy kit.
Oh, without a doubt.
And you're like...
So you've got a £7,000 bit of kit in your gym and you're like, oh my God, no one else can use it except for me. We're constantly walking past, double checking, making sure everything's kosher and everything's all right.
Whereas when you go into the big fitness chains, it's like, no, there's a kettlebell, see you later.
Yeah, because you don't own it. But, yeah. So went through the do's and don'ts with the trainers, just in terms of cord lengths and things like that, and where they should leave it before and after all the boring stuff.
Yeah.
But then after doing that, we just kind of allowed them to kind of get into groups and be a little bit more creative with the movements they could do on the FT. And it truly is a remarkable bit of kit. You can kind of do anything on it, which is brilliant.
We had Ryan crawling along the floor on it.
Yeah, which we put up on the story, which was pretty cool. So we were doing resisted bear crawls. We had loads of midline rotational exercises that generally we struggle to do without some form of resistance pulley system from either side. Traditional pulling and pushing movements, but using different attachments and stuff, which was pretty cool.
And everyone was really shocked at how smooth it was, because it's compressed air instead of your traditional weight plates. It just feels like nothing else you've ever really used. So it was quite good getting the coaches on that and seeing them.
I think it's it's my favourite kind of time. So every 2 weeks we do staff training. It's my favourite time really. I love jamming with the coaches. I love kind of taking on those meetings. It's a little bit of a challenge for me.
It's just fun, isn't it?
It's really fun, but it's also it's a challenge for me in terms of getting in front of other professionals, your peers that you regard very highly as qualified professionals, and that you're talking about the things that you like. But it's also nice to learn stuff from them as well. We have a highly specialist team, which is great. So they all offer something new every single week. I learn something every week, which is awesome. Yeah. Which you never got when I was running other gyms or part of other gyms. So.
Yeah, it's one that it's the thing that I'm kind of proudest of that we do. When it's there, it all feels realer.
Yeah. So that's what we did in our last staff training, which was epic.
Then along with that, we've kind of launched out details on our nutrition course that's going down, our nutrition focus group with Matt Hodges, the nutritionist here at BearWolf Training. He's currently interviewing all the candidates, which was an overwhelming response. We've had to actually increase the amount of slots that we initially offered. So Matt is doing 2 days of just solid interviews, getting to know what people want to learn on the course, their struggles and things like that. So
it just allows, just with that interview process, I think people kind of thought they were going to the interview process to learn. Well, actually, that's what the focus group's for. Yeah. It's for us to find out more about those people so we can better mould the course to suit their needs and their requirements and their limitations when it comes to nutrition. Yeah. Which I think is a really added benefit. Rather than us going straight away going, oh yeah, give us your money, you're going to go on something you don't really know about, you don't even know who Matt is. It's a great way for people to find out who Matt is as a person, what his qualifications are. He gets to find out about them, get to build rapport with those clients before...
And adapt the course around them to
without a doubt. It's nowhere near, it's not set in stone. There's certain facts when it comes to hydration that you kind of got to stick to. But in terms of the coaching of those pieces and the coaching of those nutritional elements, it's
a lot of give
different.
there,
without a doubt, which is awesome.
And he left us a message yesterday that was coming out of the interviews, and he just left us a message on the phone where he was just talking about how amazing it was and how great the people were.
Pumped.
Well, that was a cracking evening. I can't lie. Lovely bunch of people. Loved the coaching ethos that they get from you boys and from the coaching staff, but are really excited to hear that we're going to be taking this to the next level with the nutrition and stuff. Looking forward to Thursday, and yeah, cheers! Thanks again for the opportunity, boys. I feel like it's really gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think he loves the BearWolf community. It's something that Matt's wanted to be part of. He's been wanting to be part of a community for a little while. So kudos to you guys. He's really loved the interview so far. He's got more on Thursday.
Yeah.
What day is that? 2 days time?
Yeah,
2 days time. And then after that, we then make decisions of who our final 10 are going to be, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be rough, but I'm sure we'll be doing other things in the future. So if
it's something we're looking to repeat, isn't it? Something we're looking to repeat. And I think that for the first one, we want to try and make sure that it's the biggest success for the people that are taking part in the course.
Yeah.
So you prioritise the people that we truly feel like need this experience straight away, and then if it's the other people are still interested and they still want to get involved, we're going to be running other courses and some online stuff later on as well, which is pretty cool.
And you've been kind of doing, kind of going in deep. I sat in with you and Matt having a kind of consultation, so you could get an idea of what it's like from a client's perspective, going through a one-on-one nutrition thing with Matt. Yeah,
me and Matt are kind of doing a bit of a trade-off in terms of expertise, really. So I'm basically doing online programming for Matt, so he can find out a little bit more about the online system, what we provide in terms of online programming, how that works. And I'm going to be coaching him specific to his goals. So we went for a consultation for him to find and establish kind of what he wanted to do. So I'll program for him. And on the flip side of it, he did a consultation for me, which was a very humbling experience. When you're someone who's generally pretty good at fitness and have pretty decent knowledge, food has always been a restriction for me. It's always been something I've never been particularly strong at in my own personal lifestyle. So it's quite nice to kind of delve into that.
It's really interesting seeing his interview process as well, and the questions he asked you and what he got out of you. It was like as someone sat in the background.
I think it's very much the same as the way we would do it with a personal training consultation. It's getting that emotional attachment of the kind of why we're doing it. I think it's that I had that realization that where I am so busy and other things have taken a priority in my life, I've kind of come way down the pecking order in terms of looking after myself, and that all starts with the fuel you're putting in your body. And I've always been the kind of person that's always just viewed food as fuel, so I'll eat when I'm hungry. And generally I'm not really a kind of person where I'm quite high energy. I'm not really someone who would pile on a lot of weight anyway. But actually looking at the health benefits of nutrition and why I'm feeling lethargic, why I'm feeling tired, why I'm not performing optimally mentally and physically and emotionally, of course it's going to root down to my food. But when someone's actually saying that to you right in front of you, and in fact they're shocked of kind of how badly you're dealing with your own life, which is kind of what it was like last week. It was quite it was a humbling experience, but something that I needed.
So you've been shopping, you've got all your food.
Yeah, man. So I did put some stuff on the story on Sunday. I didn't want to bore people with the hundreds of food shops and meal preps and all that kind of stuff, but just to give you an update of what I'm up to. So food shopped on Sunday. Me and the Mrs. Charlotte, we're really kind of focusing on it. So she's doing it with me. So
that always helps.
Yeah, having that environment together. So we're both doing our overnight oats every night. We're food prepping 2 days in advance. When I say Charlotte's helping out quite a bit. So just kind of staying on top of things, really.
Yeah, awesome.
And I'm excited to kind of see what it yields. There's no body compositional goals at all. So I haven't said like I want to be X percentage of body fat or like it hasn't been that way, because I know that if I eat well, then my body will be a byproduct of the food that I eat.
Which one you might get?
Mate, I want to be able to sleep well at night. I want to be able to perform optimally when I'm at work. I want to be able to train and recover properly, which haven't been happening recently for me.
Really common issue, really common problem.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think that the whole point of us doing these videos and the whole point of us trying to do our weekly discussions is for people to realise that personal trainers or fitness professionals aren't superhuman in the fact that we don't have any flaws. I think that a lot of people portray their brands or themselves as I'm always eating perfectly, I never have any bad food, I'm always perfectly hydrated, I always train optimally. Well, it's not realistic. And the reason we can relate better to our clients is we're normal human beings. I've always had challenges with nutrition. That's something I've always struggled with since a kid. We were discussing about it earlier, but it's something that can be changed if you decide that you're ready for it and you want to make that change. So it's
it's been good to see you have that turning point as well from the outside. It's very cool.
Yeah, man. You've also started doing it as well, which I've noticed as well.
No, I'm taking. I come off from a little different point from you because I really enjoy cooking and I enjoy eating. I really like food, whereas you were very much function over, just like serve a purpose. Whereas I enjoy food. I enjoy drink. My wife works in the wine industry, and I said my wine works in the wife industry. I'm married to a bottle of wine. so like food and drink and even alcohol is a part of my life that I enjoy. But like listening to what Matt said and stuff, and there's various different things that I'm making subtle changes with as well. Just going, right, that sounds better. I'll try it. And see how I get on.
The biggest thing for me is, I suppose, and the biggest thing that kind of rang home is, it's not just, it is the fitness industry a lot of the time, is a lot of people are preoccupied about the external image of the way that they look, and they often neglect what's going on inside. I think the nature of the beast is when you don't see it, you kind of don't really concentrate on it. So what he was talking about was all about kind of the importance of gut health and nutrient absorption and that kind of stuff. Like for some people, you can look at that, hear that, and it's kind of gobbledygook. But just looking after your insides, the food you eat, like so you're not getting loads of plaque in your arteries, and you're not putting loads of fat around your vital organs, all that kind of stuff by eating poor food. You don't necessarily recognise it. When you don't see what's happening. Does that make sense?
I think it's one of those things where you can. Yeah, like looking at people on the outside and the inside, how you feel. Like I think the biggest thing that you're gonna see the benefit from is not how you look. Like you're in good shape, you can do a lot in the gym. It's gonna be your energy levels, how well you sleep, and just all that, and how you can then approach your work and stuff. You already do it so well. If you can enhance it,
and that's the thing. I think half the thing we discussed was. He was kind of amazed how I'm currently functioning the way that I am, basically, of kind of under-eating and overworking. So the work demand isn't going to change.
No, yeah, exactly.
So the one thing that I can change is the way that I carry myself away from the working environment and trying to reduce the stress from other parts of my life. And also, again, I've got 2 young kids, I've got a wife. It's important that we focus on these things because I don't want them to be brought up with... Again, it won't be poor. It was never poor habits, but it could always be better. Like understanding the.
They're always watching, always learning, always.
Without doubt. Like the whole kind of thing about. Like I quite enjoyed going out as a family and doing a food shop. It was a bit of a nightmare with Harper grabbing jars off the shelf and stuff. And Lewis like going, "Can I have a toy?" Blah blah blah. But it was quite nice. It gave a bit of purpose to our Sundays, where generally in the afternoon we don't really do much. And then, me and Charlotte, me watching her cook. Trying to learn some bits as I go along. Again, it's just something that I need to.
You're doing that thing like, on board, and I think this it kind of encapsulates fitness as a whole, not just nutrition. But if you look after yourself the way you would look after someone else under your responsibility.
Yeah, without doubt.
Do you know what I mean?
You feel like a hypocrite if you're not doing it yourself. Like it's always one of those things where.
But I think it's human nature. You put other people or things first. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't dream of, like I've got a cat. I wouldn't feed my cat food that was bad for it, but I'd happily do it myself. Do you know what I mean?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all. So little things like that. I think it's the important thing. It's you. If you're responsible for other people and you look after them, you need to take the time out for yourself, exercise, eat better, not necessarily eat perfect, but eat better than you are doing, then you're on the way to there. And that's quite a good learning takeaway from these past 2 weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to be documenting this, and we're going to get Matt to document his training and stuff on his Instagram feed. So he won't be doing it on the BearWolf one, he'll be doing it at Matt Hodges as he goes through his training journey. So if you guys want to find out a little bit more about what we're doing and stuff, and also me and Ben are also going to be kind of taking a little bit more of an active role in the focus group. A little bit more kind of note taking and taking a back step and let Matt do his job, but at least kind of taking on the weekly challenges and the things that people are going to be going through and actively being part of the group, which I'm really excited about.
I'm really excited about. Each one of them entails a lot of work for me because I'm going to be trying to. I will be mapping it onto our online system so that we've got a kind of an online version of the course with that. So we're going
Whereas
to
for me, I can kind of sit back and just enjoy the process.
yeah. That's our different,
which is pretty cool.
different roles.
I suppose the other thing really is we've got pretty much an empty space other than the Keiser, a couple of kettlebells and a pegboard in here. So I suppose the exciting thing really, our next meeting, we've got a meeting with Andrew tomorrow. We're kind of discussing what equipment we're going to be putting in our space, which is awesome.
You've done a little bit of looking into. We had a discussion, didn't we?
We kind of looked at. I think whenever you're doing a gym, not particularly if you're a micro gym or a small run business like we are, you don't have an unlimited pot of money to just go. I'm going to go for my dream gym, and I'm just going to grab every single bit of kit that I can think of from a website. So we're just kind of looking at priorities really. We're going to get a lifting platform in here, and a squat rack, so we can kind of do our barbell movements in here. I suppose that was the main thing that we were looking at.
The prime and something to stack the weights on.
Yeah, and then just like getting some more mobility tools in here, so we actually have a permanent base for them to actually be in this room rather than being shared amongst hundreds of people in another space. So, but it's great because it's going to be something that we can just keep adding to. It's going to be like a box full of toys, which is going to be pretty cool.
That only we can use.
With our clients, yeah, and I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe some more gymnastic-y stuff, that'd be pretty cool. Some stool bars or... Anyway.
Leotards.
Well, I've got one of those already, but I only wear it at weekends.
Underneath. What's that? What's that underwear?
Yeah. Yes. Skin-coloured.
So that's the past 2 weeks at BearWolf. We are early mid-April, so we'll get back in touch with you in 2 weeks, let you know everything's going on. Cheers, gang.
You put that on the video.
You got face.